everyone, Gay Adams here. Big smile on my face because it's another sunny day in Santa Barbara. Luckily, the tide is going out. Important tip when you're painting on the beach, always check the freaking tide tables. My gear is all over the beach and yeah, see, I just am sitting at my tripod behind me. And I should get some nice reflective beach going this way. As you can see, the cliffs are reflected in it. That's sort of what I'm aiming to capture today. And may the force be with me. Here's my start with a quick line drawing. Here I've just divided the canvas into 4 or 5 main shapes, and I've kept it very, very simple. The rest of the painting will be painted wet and wet directly, and all of the information and details will be put in with paint rather than outlined. So I'm going to be drawing with paint basically, which is a different way for some people to think of it, but it really works well in the field. I'm going to be painting my darks first, and as I start to lay those in here, you can see I'm going to speed up the tape just so I don't put you guys to sleep. I know I didn't have any chances to snooze, so why should you? A little further on that note is that I find that when I'm out in the field painting like this, it takes all the concentration I've got, and when you see it sped up like this, it looks, pretty simple and straightforward. But I never find it that way, and I sometimes have times in the field where, it bests me, and I wipe it off and I try again, but every single time I learn something. And I also love the meditative impact that just staying in one spot and really looking and really seeing, as well as, fully experiencing the environment, is a lovely experience for me, and I've grown to love it. So I'm just popping in the middle values now, and this is relatively easy compared to blocking in the darks that are sort of the bones of the painting. The darks are, of course, going in first because those shadows are going to change, which means all the shapes that I'm making are going to change. So I can't waste any time.
Starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear.
So I thought I might edit this bit out, but for your edification, I just wanted you to see what happens when you get up from your easel on a windy day. Oh, that's not good.
Breathless reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. Floating in the deep. You have my heart and soul. And you played it to the beat. Baby, I have no story to be told, but I've heard one on you and I'm gonna make your head burn. Think of me in the depths of your despair. Make a home down there as mine sure won't be shared. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. Floating in the deep. You have my heart and soul. And you played it to the beat. Could have had it floating in the deep. You have my heart inside of your hand, but you played it with a beating. Throw your soul through every open door. Count your blessings to find what you look for. Turn my sorrow into treasured gold. You'll pay me back in kind and reap just what you sow. We could have had it all. We could have had it all. It all. We could have had it all. Floating in the deep. You have my heart and soul. And you played it to the beat. Could have had it all. Floating in the deep. You have my heart and soul. But you played it to the beat. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out.
So at this point, I'm just about done working in the field, and it's time to stop. So what I'm going to do is take it back to my studio, and then we'll take a look at it there, and I'll show you what changes I've made in the studio. Okay, so as you can see, I didn't change too much. I did add a little bit of aerial perspective here. So when I was on location, the air was actually very clear. It was a very windy day, so there's no fog or particles hanging around in the air. But I pushed this back purposefully because the painting needed it. This was really my center of interest right here. And so I added a little bit of blue and white and red actually to this mixture to make the chroma more neutral and to bring up the value and to cool it, to cool the temperature. The other thing I wanted to point out was that this was really the hardest part of the painting to do because of all these little nuances, a little bit warmer here, a little bit cooler there. So that's what I can see when I'm plein air painting. and a photo I take of it will probably not give me the same kind of information. The camera will expose, depending on which direction I've pointed it. If it's mostly got this in the viewer, the whole thing will, all these reflected middle tones will tend to go darker, harder to see the color. So that's a huge advantage of plein air painting. So thanks for joining me on this adventure, and we'll have to do some more together. I hope you all get out there and mix it up, do some plein air painting, because it's your best teacher. Thanks for joining me. Happy painting. Bye.